2025 has been a mixed year for Irish tourism. The North American market has been strong, and that's very important. Americans tour the regions, they spend a lot of money, they spend quite a bit of time in Ireland, so that's all very positive. However, other markets, whether it be the domestic market or GB or Europe, are soft, and that's something of concern.
North America, particularly on the luxury FIT side, is doing extremely well.
It's been the proverbial curate's egg. It's been good in spots and not the spots you might expect.
So Aer Lingus this summer, it's been our biggest network across North America, and now Aer Lingus is the third largest European carrier.
Hotels have enjoyed, I think, a like-for-like performance on last year. Dublin particularly strong, some very important events in Dublin that drives the economy.
The Aer Lingus College Football Classic has been a major success. And we had over 28,000 visitors that came into our capital.
Certainly I would say there's a distinct difference between rural, regional and say larger urban population centres.
We are at a critical juncture, and there's a lot of macroeconomic uncertainty out there, a lot of geopolitical uncertainty.
France and Germany is a challenge.
Costs of business have really escalated. It's squeezed margins for tourism enterprises up and down the country.
I think everybody will have experienced and will be well acquainted with the fact that, wages and salaries, particularly in visitor experiences and attractions part of the tourism sector, are the single largest cost item for any business.
Input costs are putting huge pressure on our industry, and the business have to absorb these costs because the customer just isn't going to be able to pay.
Our costs have gone up across the board, it could be outsourced services like security and facilities management, they're up, our customer insurance is up. Obviously we know about all of the increases in payroll. Pension enrolment is coming finally, which is a really, really good thing, but of course it just adds more costs.
We were seeing during the summer trends like, for example, coaches arriving, but obviously fewer people on the coaches, and anyone who's involved in tourism will understand that means you're still incurring your costs of managing and presenting a really good visitor experience, but without the margin.
We're now looking at healthy pubs, doing healthy levels of trade and wondering, where's their margin gone? There's nothing left at the end.
So the margin gets squeezed all of the time. And it's probably fair to say that for regional businesses in particular, we're approaching a tipping point.
ITIC would like to see competitiveness measures, we would like to see increased connectivity to the country, and also we'd like to see increased investment behind tourism.
Well, the programme for government is a contract with the people, and to use the phrase by the Taoiseach, there's a solemn promise here in terms of a delivery for the 9% VAT rate, and we'd like to see that happen on the 1st of January 2026.
So I would hope at least the 9% VAT rate is struck and left there, so we have certainty about how to contract.
We would love to see the VAT come down, and the 9% VAT would enable us at very least to hold our ticket prices.
We need to be able to get footfall to the regions and have a really connected transport infrastructure. So continuing investment in that will be necessary.
Economic consultants estimate that 29 cents of every euro spent by a tourist, whether they be a domestic tourist or an international visitor, goes right back to the exchequer in tourism-related taxes. So we're an enormous net contributor to the exchequer. So I think that needs to be reflected in Budget 2026. And when we're facing into a period of uncertainty like we are at the moment, I think government needs to support the sector, and I'd like to see increased investment.
26 and 27 is very much steady as she goes at the moment. I was at a major leisure travel show in the States in early August, and certainly the people we met there are very positive about what's happening now is going to continue into the future.
It's a really, really important sector. The government have got to take us seriously. We're facing challenging times. Costs of business are really posing a problem. Margins are being squeezed.
We need a new food tourism strategy. I think there's an opportunity now in terms of a reset for a north-south dimension.
I think there's a need to market diversify. I mean, there's a danger that we're becoming over-concentrated or over-dependent on the North American market. And the US market is very, very important to Irish tourism. It needs to be defended and we need to deepen those transatlantic links, but we also need to de-risk and we need to fish more from continental Europe and from GB.
So I suppose we would stress upon the government to legislate to remove any impediments that would prevent future growth at the airport, and that includes specifically the passenger cap at Dublin. So there is real ambition to continue to grow.